The person sitting next to you on your last flight? They paid $80 less for the same seat. They boarded first. They slept better, felt better landing, and you had no idea any of it was happening. Today, I'm showing you exactly what they did. Section 2, Relaxed, Direct to Camera. What's up everyone, welcome back. Or if you're new here, hey, I'm your name. And this channel is where frequent flyers come to stop making rookie mistakes. Here's the truth nobody says out loud. Flying is a game. And most people play it completely blind. They show up, sit down, hope for the best. Meanwhile, smart passengers, the ones who fly a lot, they're playing an entirely different game. Same plane. Same route. Completely different experience. In this video, I'm giving you the full playbook. Everything from the moment you book your ticket to the second you land. These are real habits, real strategies, and real things you can start doing on your very next flight. Action 3, Tip number 1. The booking game, title card. Tip number 1, they play the booking game differently. Alright, smart passengers win before they even get to the airport. It starts with how and when they book. First, they use Google Flights, and they use it right. Not just to search, they set price alerts. They track a route, they set their target dates, and they let Google do the work. When the price drops, they get an email. They book. Done. No obsessive daily checking. No getting lucky. Just a system. Here's the Google Flights tip most people completely miss, the calendar view. When you search a route, switch to the calendar view. It color codes the cheapest days. You can visually see where prices spike and where they dip. Takes 10 seconds. Saves you serious money. A second, forget what you've heard about booking months in advance. Recent data from Expedia's 2026 Air Hacks report found that booking international flights 15 to 30 days out, not 6 months, saves more money on average. The sweet spot for most routes. Section 6, Tip number 4, the boarding hack. Title card. Tip number 4, they board smart, not first, not last. Here's something counterintuitive. Smart passengers don't always rush to board first. They board strategically. If you have a carry-on bag, you want to board early enough to guarantee overhead bin space. Here's the reality, overhead bins on full flights fill up completely. If you board in the last group, your bag goes to check luggage and you're waiting at baggage claim while everyone else walks out. That's the worst outcome. So the play is, if you have carry-on only, prioritize getting on in the first half of boarding. Not necessarily the first group, but not the last either. But, and this is the flip side, if you're checking a bag and you're just carrying a small personal item that fits under the seat in front of you, you actually don't need to rush. Let the crowd go. Board later. You'll skip the aisle jam, skip the overhead bin fight, and sit down once the plane is mostly settled. Smoothest boarding experience possible. One more boarding move, gate agents frequently offer free checked bags when the flight is full and overhead space is tight. They call for volunteers. If you were going to check your bag anyway, or if you have time at your destination, volunteer. They tag your bag, it gets loaded, you pick it up at the jet bridge when you land. Free. And you get priority status for the offer. Smart passengers know these silent games happening at the gate. Most people don't even notice them. Section 7, Tip number 5, the in-flight health playbook. Title card. Tip number 5, they protect their body mid-air. This one is where smart passengers are playing a completely different game because they know what the average passenger doesn't. A plane cabin is genuinely harsh on your body if you're not proactive about it. Here's what's happening at 35,000 feet. The cabin humidity is between 10 and 20%. Your home humidity is probably 40 to 60%. That gap dries out your sinuses, your skin, your eyes, and your throat. It also makes you feel more tired than you actually are. This is why you feel wrecked after a long flight even if you slept. Smart passenger move, drink water constantly. Not juice, not soda, not alcohol, water. Aim for about 8 ounces per hour of flight. Yes, it means more bathroom trips. Worth it. You land feeling human instead of like you just got hit by a bus. On the hygiene side, flight attendants have confirmed this for years. Tray tables are among the least sanitary surfaces on a plane. They don't get deep cleaned between every flight. Passengers rest their feet on them, babies get changed on them, phones go on them. Carry a small pack of disinfecting wipes. Wipe your tray table, your armrests, and your seat buckle as soon as you sit down. 30 seconds. Massive difference in germs you're exposed to. For sleep, and this is especially for overnight or long-haul flights. The combination that smart travelers swear by is neck pillow, eye mask, and earplugs or noise-canceling headphones. Not one of these. All three. Together they create a sleep environment that actually works. Add a light blanket if the airline doesn't provide one and you're fully set. Last thing, move your body. Every hour, stand up, walk to the back, stretch your legs. Deep vein thrombosis, blood clots from sitting still too long, is a real risk on long flights. Smart passengers set a phone reminder every 60 minutes. Walk to the galley, stretch your calves, sit.